Hello, hello, hello.
Yo.
Yo, what's good? What is the good?
Uh, answer.
Hamster?
Answer.
Oh, answer.
Yeah.
What kind of answer?
I don't know. Diablo 4 is coming out soon. It's pretty cool.
As part of our week, we'll be talking about Activision Blizzard.
Oh yeah.
How that's being affected. But yeah, Diablo 4. But besides Diablo 4, have you done any other thing besides Diablo 4?
I think I told you I've been watching the Sunny. Or maybe I didn't. I've been watching the Always Sunny in Oh, Jesus Christ! I have been watching the Always Sunny in Philadelphia podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. They're on like 66 right now, and kind of every episode is reviewing an episode of the show, and they've been going for something like 10 years, I think. So, or no, they have 16 seasons, so it'd be like a season a year, right? So it's like 16 years, I think.
I think so.
Yeah. So, I don't know. They're just like super wholesome people and like really funny. So I don't know. It's just like a good time watch overall.
And I'm assuming you watched the show
Yeah.
like religiously or like
Yeah, it's kind of like, so you know how like I guess not the phenomenon, but like when The Office was like sweeping everybody away, you know, like everyone was watching it over and over and over and over.
mm-hmm.
That's like the new Office to me. It's like just that, just bop over and over.
Okay. I never really got into It's Always Sunny.
It's good. It's one of those things though, I think like you got to find your episode where like it hooks you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost the same thing with The Office. I think a lot of people were put off by it because they didn't find the part that really like was like, oh, this is why it's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't like I mean, I watched a good amount of The Office. I can't really think of an episode that I say that I disliked because the majority of them are pretty okay.
There's for sure 1 to 5 episodes that are bad.
Yeah. I mean, I still enjoy Prison Mike, so
Yeah, Prison Mike's hilarious. It's also like not only is like the show funny, but like then when you have like friends who watch it too and you guys joke about it, it becomes even more or like a side or like a inside joke or whatever, you know, like
yeah.
it also kind of like becomes like a different like variation of funny just because you and your friends are now using the lingo or the remembrance of things and all that. So
It's funny you mention that because like that's how I am with my an old friend of mine from high school because I kind of introduced him to like some anime. And then JoJo's Bizarre Adventure was the one I introduced him, and like that's the shit that we can still talk about. Like I go to his house to celebrate Greek Easter, so like when we catch up, we just talk about like anime and like a bunch of other stuff like that. We just catch up, but the other thing is that like his brothers are also like that, so I catch up with his brothers as well. So yeah,
That's cool.
yeah, so yeah. Every April, I head over to his house. And
When
we
is
do.
Greek Easter? Is it on the same day?
No, it's like a week or two after.
Okay.
Yeah, but the food is delicious. Gotta give him Greekster. Yeah,
Greekster. Yeah.
Greekster. Yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, it's Prison Mike is the one I can think about. Shit, what was the other one? Oh, where it's just bits. It's just mostly bits from The Office that
Yeah.
yeah,
But that's what everyone enjoys. Like nobody like is like, oh, this full episode was amazing. People are always like, oh, it's like the friend scenario where it's like the one with the this, the one with the that.
Mm.
So you know, so, like you just said, the Prison Mike episode, people would refer to it as the one with Prison Mike, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because that's like the moment in the episode where everyone's like, that's the best part.
Funny enough, the women that played the chick that played Pam and the other lady that played Angela have their own podcasts.
Yep.
Yeah, I never checked it out. I don't know how it is, but
Yeah.
I think they're going through like every episode of The Office. and just talking
Okay.
about it. Yeah.
That sounds boring. I don't know.
I don't know.
Why would you want to watch a show or a podcast where it's like just talking about an
R-
episode?
I guess just like behind the scenes kind of thing.
I was just joking because I'm literally saying the same thing about Sunny, and
Oh,
I was like, "Oh, that's good."
that's why I don't know because I haven't checked out that podcast. I've seen
Nah, I was just making a joke because like they both do the same thing.
I've seen clips of the Sunny podcast where I forget which episode they were talking about, but I think they were talking about the one where Danny DeVito came out of the couch naked. Or no,
Yeah,
not naked, like covered up in oil.
yeah.
Yeah, they were just talking about that. I don't remember how that story went on,
They
but
were talking about how Danny will just get warm and fall asleep. And they're just like laughing about him falling asleep. And then they were also talking about like full nudity. And they're like, "Oh yeah, Danny will just walk around naked. Like he doesn't give a fuck."
I mean,
And they're just like, there's like that he's an actor, like that's what it is. Like he acts, he doesn't care.
That's true.
It's like,
Yeah.
he's not doing it like, just on set for no reason. It's like if there's a reason to do it.
I was about to say, I'm like, he's an old
Nah.
man. He doesn't give a shit.
No.
Okay.
One of my favorite things that happened though on the podcast is this is actually, I can't believe I'm remembering this right now because this is exactly what I wanted to tell you. I forgot about it until now, and I was like, I before I just remembered it, I was like, just like it doesn't matter. I'll talk about the podcast, whatever. But so this is what happened. Danny DeVito finally showed up to do the podcast with them for an episode, and funnily enough, like in the show, Danny DeVito's character has trouble getting around in a car, and the same thing happened with him trying to come to the podcast. Charlie Day wrote him the instructions on how to get to the place that they were at, and he went to the wrong place. He went to somebody's like home address, and Danny DeVito shows up at the podcast and he tells them like what happened, and they're like, "Oh, like, well, like what happened?" And he's like, "Well, I go up to the door and people are super excited to see me." And they're like, "Yeah, why don't you come in?" And then everyone was like, just making a joke, like, "Yeah, come in, come to the basement, DeVito." But it was just like such an old man thing, and he was like, people wanted pictures, so I took a picture with like a couple people around there.
Yeah,
like, he's super cool.
I mean, who doesn't dislike Danny DeVito?
No, yeah. They were saying they were shooting in Philadelphia at one point, and they were like, it was so hard to like get shots without people yelling like "Daddy," because like just everyone loves him.
Yeah,
and it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Danny
but
DeVito.
Yeah, everything's so funny, man. I love those guys so much.
All right, I should probably check out It's Always Sunny and then check out the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to narrow down like what you want to watch now, right?
Is it still going?
Yes.
Okay.
They, I think it's scheduled through the 18th season, and we're just getting the 16th. And it's one of those shows that like Fox knows is gonna keep, or Fox is it FX? Sorry,
FX, yeah.
FX. When they like had it at the point where they renewed it for 4 or 3 years, I can't remember how many. They were like, it's gonna keep making money, so they were like, we don't care.
Yeah, I think there was an interview with Charlie Day where they were like, where they asked him about like the success of It's Always Sunny, and he's like, yeah, originally the show, like the people at FX didn't like it, and then it just like it out of nowhere just blew up, and to the extent that like now they just let him do anything.
It's weird. On the podcast, they were like, for about 4 years, it just didn't do good.
Yeah.
They were like, people just didn't like it. And they were like, after the first season, it did like good enough. And then what they said to them after, this is why I wondered why they got Danny DeVito. After the first season, the executive said, now go find a big name. That's what they told him.
Oh, wait. So Danny DeVito wasn't in the earlier episodes?
He was not in season 1.
Oh. Huh. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. But, like, it's crazy because, like, the forced, like, go find a name, and then the, like, random fucking, like, just universe shit where just, like, everything hit at the right time. Because Danny DeVito, like, could have been the worst, like, picked for the show, right?
Yeah.
But they wrote his part well. He acted it well. Like, it's just crazy how, like, that shit just fucking rolled into like this thing. Because like when you watch it, it looks like that it was meant to happen. You're
Yeah.
like, oh shit, like Danny DeVito was meant to come in this season. He was meant to be this person. You know, like it's I don't know. I'm sorry. I just can't like things like that are always like mind blowing when it's like not scripted and ready for like what they were just kind of like going or making it up as they go.
Yeah. I guess, I mean, to be fair, that's the only success of a lot of shows is name appeal. So, but to,
I think you're right. I when did I it was I think around the time that what is that show called? Orange is the New Black.
mm,
Like when Netflix started getting big and they were pulling people with not big names into shows, that's when I would like started realizing like I should be looking for just shit that's good versus like Tom Cruise, you know?
Tom Cruise, Top Gun,
Although
Mission Impossible 2.
see, I knew I should have. I fucking hate Tom Cruise, bro.
Mission Impossible 2.
It was just the first. That's how fucking
John Woo.
famous this guy is. Yeah, John Woo, man.
Yeah.
God, I was watching a dumb fucking video, and I'm so mad. I wasted like fucking 8 minutes of my life watching Tom Cruise talk about how he fucking rode on the side of a plane, which like
I mean, he's very excited about things. Let him be. He's
no.
he's like a very over hyperactive golden retriever that believes in Xenu. All right, leave him be.
Oh my god, is he the one?
Yeah, he's a Scientologist.
Oh my god, right. Jesus, what the fuck?
Yeah. Praise Xenu. Anyways.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
no. It's, you were talking just about. We were just talking about name appeal.
Yeah, I mean that's like I don't need to get much into it. It was just like I agree.
Yeah,
But I also think like yeah, like what we were saying, or I was saying, sorry, it shouldn't be based off that anymore because so many people are now like just becoming really good off of just finding raw talent out there.
yeah. I'm trying to think of like any specific series that I watched that'd be like, oh, this is a brand new actor that I haven't seen or hasn't had that much stuff that now
Um,
is the biggest
the
thing.
kids.
Yeah, the Stranger Things kids. Yeah, that's true.
What about that one thing you really liked? The hotel was haunted, and he was watching it on tapes. Not haunted. It was like
Oh, Archive 81.
yeah. Were they big names?
Mm, the actor, no. I can't really think of anyone in that show that was
But
big
that's the
name.
thing, right? Like
Yeah.
I thought they acted well. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
It was a good.
Yeah, I don't know because I know they've been in like probably smaller projects, but like not anything too crazy big. I was gonna say the people in Dark, but I would think that they've probably been in like some other German movies or something like that.
I mean, I couldn't watch those. Too much German for me.
Yeah, it's too Germanic. I love that show. I still find that show really fun to watch.
Yeah, I really wish I could watch. I mean, I could for sure, but
Yeah.
I'm not the one to do it.
Yeah, you got tired when watching Squid Games. You don't even know how to play the
I
Squid
actually
Games.
haven't watched one episode of Squid Games
Yes.
because I know I won't watch it because I have to read the fucking subtitles.
Oh my god.
If I'm gonna have to read subtitles, it has to be like a Dragon Ball Z Japanese episode movie.
Oh my god.
Oh, good on. And even then, I'm like, oh, I knew that.
Yeah,
I know
you
that
know
word
that.
right there. I'm Japanese now.
I know.
I'm Japanese.
I know Kakarato. Yeah.
Krakatoa.
Krakatoa. All right. So it's always sunny. Anything
Yeah.
else you got for me?
More murder podcast.
Oh, any fucking stories that are morbid?
Trying to think if there's anything. The most recent episode was. Oh yeah. It was pretty like fucked up. This God man, you hear this shit and you're just like, how are people anybody like this? I guess this this kid would like steal from his grandmother and I don't know. He like wanted to go steal from her again, and his friend came along with him, and they had planned to murder the grandmother, and they did.
Oh.
And like, I don't know if I'm pretty sure I told you last time, but like when they do these things, it's a lot of like dialogue from the actual interviews. So you hear these people talking about their murders or whatever the fuck they're like, I didn't do it or I did do it, whatever. And they're talking with the police, and you hear the two kids talking in different rooms about what they did, and it was actually like all pretty like cut and dry. Like both the kids were like, he did it, or the other kid that did it was like, I did it, and like this is what happened. Anyways, it was just really weird because like they talked about like we just wanted money, but like for some reason we had to kill her. I don't know. It's just one of those things. Like you're like, and then like you find out at the end the biggest like crazy thing is, all they stole was like $70.
Oh Jesus!
Right. So like a life for $70, and like you got caught immediately. You know what I'm saying? So like realistically, like none of this was worth. One, I think they got the fucking death penalty, and two, or maybe not because they're kids, but you go to jail forever. Like that's crazy. That's crazy to like give up for fucking $70. And then the other thing was what they were trying to get the money for was they wanted weed.
They wanted weed?
Like, yeah, that was it. I was like, oh man, weirdos.
I thought you said they wanted a Wii. I'm like, oh.
No.
That's so fucking petty.
Yeah. I mean, it's still fucking petty regardless. It's all crazy.
How many bucks?
Well, yeah. I don't know.
Depressing. All right.
It's depressing.
Moving on.
What's it called? I watched the Mario movie.
Mario?
Yeah. Did you watch it?
I haven't seen it. I only know is the Peaches song. Okay. And I found out about the whole thing. I think you sent this about somebody streaming like the movie on Twitter.
Yeah, that's definitely not how I watched it, by the way.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like for sure I didn't watch it that way. And I just can't. That's gross. Why would you ever? Please keep doing it. Don't ever do that.
Yeah, don't put up Rush Hour 2 or Rush Hour 1 or Rush Hour 3.
I have them all DVD, bro. So, but yeah, so I watched it and like, it is not bad.
Yeah, it's a serviceable movie. From what I've been hearing.
Yeah.
I've only been on top of that. The biggest highlight that I've heard so far is Jack Black as Bowser.
Oh, for sure. What's his name is Donkey Kong is funny too.
Oh, Seth Rogen with his laugh.
Seth Rogen.
When he goes, I can't do the laugh. Yes, yeah. Okay. But
he has a very stoner laugh.
Yeah. Oh god. I'm trying to adjust myself. Yeah, I mean that's the Seth Rogen laugh. It do be like that.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, did you enjoy the movie at least?
Yeah, I think overall, like, if I had to like rate it, I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. I think that there's like a bunch of voice actors they chose that they were just like, who fucking cares what they sound like? Because they only have like a line or two, and I was just like, like they should have like, I don't know, maybe picked different people. And there's a few things where I'm just like, there could have been better scenes that they did for a few things here and there.
Yeah. All I remember from like when that movie was announced was that Charles Martinet, the original voice of Mario, was going to be like additional voices, and that's it. And it's like, it's kind of weird. But from what I've been hearing is that like in other countries, they gave the roles to like actual voice actors. So yeah, no big names in there. No,
America hates voice actors.
No, America loves voice. Yeah, America actually hates voice actors. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right about that.
They're like, the
How could
fuck are these people?
how could you say something so controversial yet so true?
Oh god, he's so right.
He's so right. But okay, did you enjoy Chris Pratt saying "Let's a go"?
That's when he hit them like lines were kind of silly.
Yeah,
He says it's a me Mario at some point, and like it's a very
it feels kind of forced.
like he pointed at the camera and was like, huh? So I'm
Yeah.
like, that's like fine.
It's a me, Mario. Moral. All right, I'll probably watch the movie sometime. I I was planning on going to the theaters, but not for the Mario movie. I wanted to go see the Evil Dead Rise movie, but I don't know when I'm gonna go to the theaters.
Evil Dead Rise. I don't know that.
It's the horror movie based on the Evil Dead series. One of my favorite series of all time. You watched the Evil Dead, right?
I don't think so.
What?
Is it comedy?
It becomes like horror comedy in the second movie.
Was it horror in the first one?
It was mostly horror in the first one. They tried to
Was
do
it black and white in the first one?
no, but it was
What's
in
I think so.
it was made in the 70s.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. It's done by Sam Raimi. So it has those Raimi isms.
Wait, Sam Raimi? He's the guy that did Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How old is he?
Sam Raimi?
Yeah.
Sam Raimi
Like,
now is like in his 50s, I think.
really?
Yeah.
God, man.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Our Spider-Man guy's gonna die.
Sam Raimi is like such an interesting director because like he did a lot of B movies. And then when he got like the Spider-Man thing, it just became this whole thing of like
I mean, he did a lot of B movies. You gotta come from somewhere.
I'm trying to think of his biggest breakout movie.
Spider-Man.
No, it wasn't Spider-Man.
Oh, well, what do you mean, like the actual breakout?
Yeah, I want to say it might have been The Quick and Dead.
Well, I don't know, so it's not big.
Well, yeah, but it had really big name actors in there. Gene Hackman, Leonardo DiCaprio, Russell Crowe,
Okay.
like big actors in that movie. But I think
Wait, who's the first guy you said? You said Leonardo DiCaprio, but someone before that.
oh, Gene Hackman.
Yeah, I guess. I think Leonardo DiCaprio is way bigger than Russell Crowe.
Stop talking.
Oh, Russell Crowe's trash, dude.
This was in the 90s, bro.
I'm not saying like at the time he wasn't good or whatever, but like, no, he's still not good. Fuck him.
Oh
Whatever.
my god.
Leonardo DiCaprio is way cooler than him. You like Russell Crowe?
No, I don't. But I'm just talking about in the time. It was Russell Crowe was big because I think it was.
Yeah,
I
he
want to say
was.
it was maybe around the time they did fucking Gladiator. When did Gladiator come out? 2000 something.
Sure.
Yeah, maybe like I forget when Quick and Dead came out, but still.
I get what you're saying. All I was saying is, fuck Russell Crowe.
Oh my god. All right, fine. All right. Are you a supermodel? No, then you won't be fucked by Leonardo DiCaprio. Okay, so calm down.
I'm also not 18.
Yeah. Yeah. How old are, I was gonna say, how old are you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
30.
Oh
Like that.
God, you're an old person. You're a senior citizen to Leonardo
How old are
DiCaprio.
you?
I'm 26. I'm already too old for Leo.
Oh shit. You're way younger than I thought you were.
What, me being 26?
My friend Kyle's like your age. I think he's 27.
Oh,
He's a little baby. He's the baby of all of us.
that's nice. It's good
That's
to-
nice. That's nice. Motherfucker said. Yeah,
But that's what I'm saying is that we're too old for Leo.
Alright, so go fuck Russell Crowe. I don't know. What do you want me
Yeah.
to say?
You know what? I will, okay? In his fat suit.
Oh god. No, that's him. That's him. It's not a suit.
Yeah, it's not a suit anymore.
Oh my god.
Yeah, movies. You like the movies. Past
Yeah,
the
man. I started watching Dave, the TV show.
Oh, with Little Dicky?
Yeah.
How I've been meaning to watch that. I've been
Dude,
meaning I've been meaning to watch that and finish Atlanta, excuse me.
I need to watch that. Yeah, I
I've
haven't
only
watched it.
I've only watched like the first season, but then I hear like the rest of the seasons go like fucking bonkers, and I do want to watch it.
Uh, so I didn't watch it because one, I like Lil Dicky's music,
Mm.
and then the second thing is like usually when someone does artist to movie or show, it's like ah, not that great.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to watch it. But after watching it, it for sure is just so funny.
Hmm.
It's maybe a little rough for some people, I would think, just because like his humor is weird in it.
His humor is very crude.
Is that what I'm thinking? It kind of seems dry.
That too, but there can be
Like,
there are moments where he's just straight up crude. Like it's very
like
crude humor.
his character just like is almost just like over the top, straightforward, and kind of like doesn't understand like social situations. I guess it seems like he can't really read a room. Basically, he just like says whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
which is like super funny. I don't know. I find it really funny.
yeah, but I mean
But I
that.
could see where people would be like, "That's not funny to me."
Yeah, yeah, humor is subjective, but
Right.
I mean that's also his music as well. It's that like he just says the most outrageous shit.
No, yeah. I mean, his music is just like a lot of sexual jokes and stuff, and a lot
Yeah.
of.
Oh, I remember that.
But to be fair, I mean, like rap music in general is usually sexualized,
Yeah, but
sexually charged or whatever.
I think the funny thing is I watched, I think I want to say it was a clip from like one of the seasons where he's like doing a prison music video,
Mhm.
and it's like it's so graphic. And then that like he's like pitching this to like a board meeting,
Yeah.
and these people are just like, I don't feel comfortable listening to this. And he's like, no, 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 no. He's
Oh
like,
my god! Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know.
yeah,
I
yeah,
literally watched this episode. Right, right.
yeah, yeah. I thought that was pretty funny. Where it's just like, no, 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 no. He's like, there's more meaning to it. It's just like you gotta understand. Towards the end, I start talking about like the people being oppressed and this and that, and like we
Yeah.
need reforms in jail. And then it just like cuts back to the song, and he's like, I bit that dick. I bit that dude's dick off. It's
Yeah,
just like,
exactly.
it's like the stupidest shit.
And then they stop it immediately right after that, and they're like, "No." He in the show he ends up showing it to a rapper,
Mhm.
or no, not a rapper. He shows it to a whoever like mixes the music.
Oh,
Um,
producer.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He shows it to that guy, and and he listens to the whole thing, and he's like, "Do you see why I had to get to the end?" He's like, "Yeah, it had to get to the end because it shows the message." And then like, and he's like, "See, I knew you'd fucking get it." And he's like, "If those fucking idiots like had listened to this, they would get it too." And then they what's it called? He convinces them to like do other shit or whatever with it. So it's just like that's actually a really good episode. I mean, I think I've went through like 8 episodes so far, and I think
Mm.
overall like each episode has been strong on its own.
Okay, that's good. Good to hear.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch. FX just has a lot of good shows. I forgot. It's Always Sunny, Dave,
I don't know
Atlanta.
anything else. Oh, Atlanta. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah.
Atlanta. Yeah, yeah. They
But I feel
have.
like before that, what did they have? Anything good?
I remember FX like on cable was like movies, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, okay. See, I don't know enough about like that all this stuff. I thought FX was sci-fi, but sci-fi is its own thing, I think.
yeah. Sci-fi's its own
It
thing.
used to be conjoined with it at one point.
It probably under like the same parent company.
Well, I swear I saw FX sci-fi when I was younger, but I could be completely wrong.
I think there was like some kind of deal with FX and Sci-Fi at some
Gotcha.
point. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the other stuff that's on FX that a lot of people miss out on. Oh, a coworker of mine was telling me about the show called Snowfall.
Okay, I saw the thing for that.
Yeah, Snowfall and that X-Men show that's on an X-Men show. Legion was the other one. It's
Legion.
Legion. Yeah, it's supposed to be like uh a comic book show, but it's like somewhat connected to the X-Men like series because it's supposed to be the son of Professor X, and his name is Legion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I hear that show's pretty good. But yeah, Snowfall was like the other one on FX that's pretty good
Dude,
as well.
I never knew about Legion until you
Okay.
said something right now.
Yeah, Professor X, the
That's
X-Man.
interesting. It's funny. I think I have heard the word Legion as a show before and never knew it was X-Men.
There was a movie called Legion.
Yep, and that's probably what I thought it was part of.
It was the Angel movie where the like demons started to come out at night at this diner.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this angel was like, I'm gonna save all of you. And then that movie was dumb and very forgettable. I don't remember how that movie ends. But it was what was his name? Something Anthony. Was it Anthony or Bethany? Bethany something. The guy who plays Vision in WandaVision. He was the angel, I believe. Anyways, anything else you watched?
No.
Or don't lie to me. Anything you've played
There's
besides?
for sure more shit. I just don't remember what it is.
It's okay. Anything you?
League of Legends.
Ah.
Pretty great. And League of Legends: The Ruined King. I played that.
Oh, how? What is that? Is that a turn-based thing, or is it?
RPG?
Do I need to have any knowledge of the League of Legends to go into it?
They literally just give you the story for the characters that you're about to play.
Okay.
Is it like? It's great art one because they have like cutscenes.
I mean, yeah, Riot's art is pretty good, so.
No, yeah. You never know though when it transfers into like something like going on to PlayStations and stuff. And it's also like companies can make like one thing and then it's like that one thing is good, but you know, who knows if they're gonna make anything better.
Why do you think there's so much League and Overwatch porn? Because the art's good.
Yeah, but that's a different artist doing that.
Yeah,
but yeah, I guess the initial art's good, right?
Yeah, because it's so memorable, and they're like, gotta make porn about this.
I mean, whenever you make big titty anime, women like you're gonna have people just draw it all the time, you know?
It's true. Whatever. It's true.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyways.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, Ruined King's cool. I found out there's a PS5 upgrade, the free upgrade.
Oh, okay.
So I did that. And then I found out that when you upgrade it, you can't use your old PS4 data, so I'm just starting the game again.
Oh, it doesn't save transfer?
For some reason, I don't think it does. Maybe I can, but I already started it, so I mean, like, I think I was only like 10% of the game on the other play anyway. So
okay. Now, so how far are you in it? Not that far, I'm assuming.
Well, I can remember what I played from the other time. I had made it to like a ruined mansion, and you were going into like another realm for a moment.
Oh, excuse me. So what do you think about it? Is it like, besides the art looking good, is it a good game?
Is it a good game?
Is it at least fun, or is it very basic in its turn-based elements?
I think I need to get further into it to
have a full idea on it.
Determine that. Because I've only gotten to play 3 characters out of the I think 7 that I can get.
Okay.
So like, with the one character, it's boring to me because it's Misfortune and she just uses guns. But then you get a healer named Alawi with tentacle like attacks as well. Tentacle. And yeah. And it was more interesting because she has like magic. So it's like, oh, okay, like this is interesting. And then after that, you pick up Braum, and then after that, you pick up Yasuo. So like Yasuo and Braum are also pretty cool because Yasuo is a swordsman. So again, like it's just like interesting when you have like different people instead of. I really just don't like characters with guns in RPGs. Feels like too like cop outy for me. Um, yeah. See, I don't know like how to explain it. It just doesn't like most RPGs that I play don't have like that. It's all JRPGs where like usually the characters are like swords and fists and magic and whatever.
Man, it's time for you to play Wild Guns
No,
or
I will never play
Wild
Wild Arms.
Arms.
Wild Arms, thank you. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
never play Wild Arms.
because they have all the guns. Come on, bro.
Um, yeah, Braum does magic. He has a door for a shield. Cool stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Let me know how it is. I'm interested. I'm
yeah,
still.
like it is.
Yeah. But so far, pretty alright experience.
Yeah, and I played Kenna, the bridge game, the
Oh,
card bridge.
how
I
you?
didn't, I didn't beat it. Very not far into it,
Okay.
and it's great. I like the um,
The Rut.
I like one the art because it's so fucking good.
Mm.
Um,
It's very well animated. I give it credit for that.
and like the gameplay itself, like your movement and like it's a very basic game,
Mm.
but like it wasn't made to be like this insanely hard thing, you know?
Yeah. My only thing with that game was boss fights because like when you're playing the game, it's just like okay, it's very simple. You thwack the enemies and stuff like that, and then the boss fights happen, and they're like, no, it becomes a Dark Souls boss fight. It's like what? Like it just escalates from there. That was one of the wild things when I was playing that game.
What kinda?
Hmm.
Oh, that's because you aren't very good at it, so you know.
Yeah, it's not like I beat it or anything, but you know how it is.
I mean, yeah, but now you have a broken Xbox controller from it.
No, what? No,
I know, I know.
no. Stop making up lies.
It's not even on Xbox.
I know.
Um, what's it called? Uh, oh, just something I'm excited about. The League of Legends Midsummer Invitational starts tomorrow, which is just like pro games, so you get to see more pro things happening.
You can see pros being pros
Yeah,
and
man.
bros being bros.
Pros dapping each other up. Oh, fucking a League of Legends team um kicked all their players off the fucking team the other day. Um or I guess you would say release them from their contracts.
What?
Because they felt like they did poorly. Now, these guys that were the guys on the team except for two of them were winners for last season's North America Championship. And like in the thing that they wrote about like why they kicked the players off their team, they were like, "Oh, they just didn't really meet our standards." And I was like, "They won you the fucking title last year, bro!" Like,
Holy shit!
yeah. They were. It's literally like one. I think it's money because the players are expensive.
Yeah.
And then two, they didn't do like they made it to like the finals of like this season, but they didn't win.
Mm-hmm.
So like you still made it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
and like it's not that hard to just be like, hey guys, we need to focus up, you know?
No. All right. Bye.
Yeah, just get them off. They kept one person, and the person they kept is a he used to be a Fortnite player.
Mm.
And then he like joined League, and I was like, "Why the fuck would you go from Fortnite to League?" Like, it was very bizarre to me.
Mm.
But he was really good in his first season, and then now he's like getting worse and worse.
Oh god.
And I was just like, "Why are you guys keeping this guy and everyone else is going?" I really think this is what's going to happen. The guy that they kept, like I said, he's not very good anymore. I think he's gonna keep dragging the fucking team down, and I think you're gonna see the other players just end up like not meshing well, and they're gonna lose.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's most likely they got rid of them because of pay, because they probably wanted to be paid more. Excuse me. And
Well, it's nothing with doing being paid more. I think it's a combination of like they're like, well, you guys didn't win, so like, why would we want to keep you for money at this point?
but have they won any other?
Either, by the way,
Wait,
because
what?
like
I didn't hear you.
I don't know how that goes. Because like so, when they get contracted to stay with the team for a year for the money, if they get cut halfway through, do they keep half the money that they already got, or you know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I guess it just depends on the contract.
Or I guess maybe this is what happens is if another company buys them out, they buy out the contract. So now the other company's paying that contract. Kind of like handing debt over to another place, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know about that whole legalese, but still. I don't know. It's something about that of just like, yeah, they didn't meet our standards, just feels kind of like an excuse to get rid of them.
Yeah.
But oh well. Sorry, league.
Uh, but yeah. That's it.
That's it for your week?
Yep.
Wow. What a league full week.
I love League.
Much league. Very league. Update me about that other league game that's not a league game.
Fighter?
No, not Project
Seeker?
L. The Wrath thing. What are you playing? What was the thing you just played? The Lost King? What the fuck is it called?
What the fuck are you talking about?
The thing we just talked about.
Ruined King.
Yes, there we go.
Okay, there's another game that came out called Mage Seeker. That's why I was like, what are you talking about?
Oh, Mage Seeker? What is that? Is that for nerds?
Kind of like fuck is that game called? Hades.
Oh, okay. So it's a Hades like?
Mhm.
Okay, that's cool.
It probably is more closer to something else, but the only thing I can think of right now, I can't think of another name of another game. So yeah, it looks good. It actually like the main reason I want to play one that and two Ruined King is it goes deeper into the character stories,
Mm-hmm.
and like I really fucking hate reading, so it's cool because it just gives me a way to get the story without having to fully read it.
I hate reading.
There's like fucking 8 pages of story that I gotta read for each character. They have almost 300 characters in League now.
Blame League. Don't
What
blame.
is 300 times 8?
It is 24,000? No, 32,000.
2,400.
How much?
2,400.
Oh, 2,400?
2,400 pages, bro.
God, my math was way off. Sorry,
Okay.
Mom.
I had to ask you because I have no idea how this shit. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know why I thought 32.
Math was meant to be done on the calculator, bro. Don't worry.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I thought, why did I think that? Anyways, sorry.
One.
I was thinking 4. Anyways, fuck it.
But yeah, there's no way. I'm not reading all that.
Wow.
2,000 pages. What does it look like? I want to read Harry Potter.
Yeah. Read Harry Potter. Read The Lord of the Rings, bitch.
No, that shit sucks. All right.
Oh wow. Okay. Anything else you want to add?
Never.
Okay. Well, besides being wrong, I did. Trying to think, what did I do this week or the past weeks? I've been playing like a lot of games on and off. To the extent where like it's really out of my character to just play a bunch of stuff and then like completely forget that I started them up. But one game that I did completely finish, I want to say 2 days ago, is the Mad Max video game.
Mad Max, yeah.
Yeah, Mad Max. You ever play it?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. So it's I don't know why I've been like craving like Arkham like games. Um, and I completely forgot that the Mad Max video game was like one of those. So I also forgot that this thing is kind of a tie-in to Fury Road. Apparently that's confirmed.
Oh, okay.
It's not bad. It's not a bad game. It's not my favorite, but I realize I have a big problem when it comes to open world games. Um, and that problem being is that I basically want to clear out the whole map.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I had that huge problem in the Mad Max game where, like, there are certain sections of the game where it's like, okay, clear or, like, bring down the threat level in each area. And that's what I did for, like, the entirety of the game, which almost took, like, I think in total, I had, like, almost 60 hours in that game. Because of just, like, driving around, finding parts for the car, and just clearing out areas. But overall, I would say that I didn't really dislike my time, and I think I mentioned this when I was mentioning before that I started up the Mad Max game, but I never went full into it. Was I had like this weird texture bug thing that textures weren't loading in, so like literally when you start the game on like new game start, it opens up with like a cutscene of Max driving down a road in his car. But the problem is that with this texture bug is that like that cutscene plays, but Max's car hasn't loaded in, so that it just looks like they're driving in air, like in like Wonder Woman's invisible car or invisible jet, essentially. Which I went on forums. Apparently, it's a weird VSync issue. Because if you just turn on VSync, everything loads in fine. it was
Weird.
it was so weird because it's like, yep, that just fixes that. It's like the VSync is just weird and buggy, but that's basically it. So I was like, okay, cool. I so before, yeah, so gameplay wise, it does fill out the need for that Batman Arkham craving, which I had for like a good bit. But I wouldn't say it's like one of the top games that you can play. Which I now that I think about it, I don't think it's what's it called? I don't think it's Rocksteady that made the Mad Max game. Hold on. I think it's Avalanche Studios.
Mm.
Yeah,
Sounds...
it's Avalanche. Hold on. Yeah, it's Avalanche. It's not Rocksteady. So like, but they went for the same formula as like the Batman games and like Shadow of Mordor, where like the combat's basically the same. You know, you do the combo meter stuff, and then you get the burst of whatever the fuck, and then you do finishers and stuff like that. So that's very like hand in hand the basics of the combat, but exploration is kind of okay. The car stuff was kind of interesting. I think that was also the other part of the game as to like why I was investing a lot of time into it. It was just like upgrading my car, my magnum opus. But I think the story is incredibly weak for that game. Because they start introducing characters that it feels like you should give some kind of feelings for, and it just never goes anywhere. And even the end felt kind of cruel to one specific character where I was just like, I kind of didn't like that happened to that character. But overall, it's not a bad game. It's enjoyable, like I said. The biggest fucking thing, holy shit, is the child character model. Oh my god. It is so bad. It is so fucking bad. So there's a mission where you have to go find this concubine's like daughter, and you find the daughter and you pick up this daughter, and Max is like being very he's very empathetical with the little girl, and you get the you get the look on her face, and it just looks like they just took an older woman model and just shrunk it, because the face looks awful. It looks so fucking bad compared to like the character that's supposed to be the mom, that looks more like a more modeled character, and then you have the daughter where it's just like, oh my god, it just looks like they took an NPC and just shrunk it. Like it looked bad. And I'm like, I have no feelings of affection towards this little tiny woman child. I don't like it. So and the other thing was like, the game has some clunkiness because driving around, there's like some stuff with the geometry that like you don't even notice that's on the road, and you just get like flipped over sometimes. And even sometimes I feel like the cars feel a little weird to handle, but I don't know if that's part of the game's like mechanics, because the game, when you're customizing your car, you can go into different ways of customization. So there's like a little stats that tell you, okay, if you insert this upgrade, you're gonna get better handling, or you're gonna get better suspension, or you're gonna get better body armor, and this and that. But the game also introduces this thing called archangels, which are very specific body types for the cars. I would say in a sense like character classes, but for cars, for the car. And there's this one specific thing that I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. It's called like the Speed Freak, and essentially it's just a car with nothing weighing it down, but with like the biggest engine in it, and you just fucking go, you zoom. So like the car stuff was the fun part, but the driving felt a little wonky. And then the game has this thing called death rallies or death races, something like that, where essentially it's like missions, car-based missions that are optional, that are just like, all right, if for this specific, I think it's called Death Run, but for like this specific death run, your car is strapped with a bunch of bombs. You got to make it to this finish line while these other cars are trying to like make your car explode. So it's like little optional stuff like that, like with specific missions. But yeah, the story I don't think is anything particularly memorable, but I really like the world of Mad Max. I think it is one of the coolest worlds out there. Because it's just punk rock post-apocalypse with cars. And I really like the fact that like this one character that you meet, Chum Bucket, is like telling you about like the whole world of Mad Max, where it's just like people believe that anything with an engine is like a god or a deity, and they have like this weird philosophy of like the holy engine, or the holy combustion of the motor turns the world, like weird shit like that. And then even the bad guys just have like the dumbest fucking phallic names, like what was one of them, was it Big, no, well, the main bad guy you fight, his name is like Scabrous Scrotus, and he just has like a cod piece on him that's like a horn. It's like the stupidest shit like that. But yeah, like there's like characters that have like really, really dumb names. Oh, give me 1 second. I gotta take a phone call.
Good.
All right, sorry about that. So Mad Max. So yeah, I like the world of Mad Max. Everybody got really dumb penis names. But I was so excited about this game that I'm like, you know what? Let me get the Blu-ray collection of Mad Max. So I got the Blu-ray collection of Mad Max. Excuse me. that includes a 4K rendition of Fury Road. So I'll probably watch that sometime. But yeah, that's the only video game I basically completed in my week. I just been like starting stuff like on and off. I played a little bit of Star Wars Republic Commando.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
How
So
do you like it?
I didn't get too far into it. I'm kind of enjoying what I'm playing, but the thing is that I'm playing the PC version. So the PC version never really got any of like the remaster shit that like the console version does.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I never got any of that. So I booted the game up and it had a bunch of weird texture shit going on where like everybody started having like one of those like geographic like the terrain maps, like it started looking like that where like everyone's hands and faces looked really off. So I just went online to look for like specific mods to install, like a texture.
Okay.
I basically found a mod that was like, all right, you fix the UI, and it's basically an overhaul of all the textures to basically emulate the HD remaster that came out. So I was like, okay, cool. So I did that. Looks fucking fantastic.
Nice.
But yeah, so far I'm playing it keyboard and mouse, obviously. And yeah, I didn't get too far into it. I like the squad tactics stuff. I think that's really, really neat. And yeah, I just want to play a little bit more of it, but I'll get to it eventually. I'm trying to think, what else did I play? I've been playing more Splinter Cell. Didn't get that too far into it, but Splinter Cell's pretty cool. It's a pretty neat game. I feel like I did play something else on Steam that I never went back to in a bit. Hold on. I have not touched my PS5. I had the intention of playing what's that game? Ghostwire Tokyo. But I just haven't booted up my PS5.
I downloaded that and played 10 minutes of it. And the controls are so fucking bad.
Oh man.
What really fucking upset me though is it's actually the controls.
Really?
Like the game itself seems really fun.
Oh,
And I'm
okay.
fucking mad because I'm like, I can't play it. Like and it's not even actually like R2 L2 the placement or anything. It's the movement itself is so jank. It doesn't feel like they should have got somebody that does a first person shooter to do their movement, and then it would be fine. That's it. That's all they needed.
No, I'm very curious to play it. Cause I played that little prologue thing that was like that was free. That I played that, and it's like it's a very nothing thing. It's a very nothing visual novel.
Okay.
So yeah, I played like a good amount of that. It's not even that long. It was like
Swear to God, if you play this game and you're like, "Oh, it's great," and the hand things and the movement's wonderful, I'll lose my mind.
I love it.
You're like, "It's great." You know what? Well, if you say that's great, then
my God,
should be put in the fucking Hall of Fame for fucking movies.
You know what? It's time to stream Ghostwire Tokyo.
You fucking should. So I can hear you go, "Oh my God, this is terrible." Now
this is
go back to Blue Dragon.
This is a fantastic game. Time to go back to Final Fantasy Lightning Returns.
This is a fantastic game as he gets into his Ferrari that he bought with money that they paid him to say that.
Yeah, I got paid by Bethesda to say good
Wait,
game.
did Bethesda make
This is Tango. Yeah. This is a Bethesda game. But it's not developed by anyone in-house. It's done by Tango Gameworks, the people behind The Evil Within and Hi-Fi Rush.
This guy loves The Evil Within.
I do like Evil Within. Well, specifically Evil Within 2, but Hi-Fi Rush I didn't get too far into. Even though I hear that game's like it goes really, really
it's supposed to be great, right?
Yeah, it goes into a really, really good direction, but I haven't gone back to it.
It's supposed to be insert IGN score here.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a 9 out of 10 according to IGN. But yeah, I didn't get into a Hi-Fi Rush that much. But I should probably head back into playing that.
You look like you're high for some fi.
I'm there for some Rush, baby. Yeah, so basically I'm trying to look for something else to play with my time. I was planning on replaying Jedi Fallen Order
Oh man, I need
to have a refresher on Jedi Survivor. But I was like, oh man, I gotta play this before the game comes out. And then what's going on with that game, which I'll save for the news. I got time. I'll be okay.
I don't know, man. I don't think he has time, guys. If anyone is wondering out there,
I got time. But yeah, I
Legends with that time.
Yeah. Oh. Anyways, oh, the one game that I've been playing that okay. Let me ask you this: You ever played Mega Man?
Okay.
Have you ever played Mega Man 2?
Both, yeah.
You played Mega Man 2?
I played all of them.
Have you played it on the NES back in the day?
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
Why?
Mega Man 2 is tough.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, it's very.
I've actually never beaten a Mega Man game ever.
Oh, okay. It's a very tough game.
I have beaten bosses, but there's always like the 1 to 4 bosses I can't beat.
Bro, the fucking which one is it? Is it Quick Man? Whatever the fuck, the one that had the laser beams in the level.
Dude.
Holy shit.
I was watching Dino Dad stream one of the Mega Man games, and he was just fucking losing his mind over it. He was like, why can they do this? And it's like, I mean, it's an SNES game from fucking like 1995. That's why. That's why they can do that.
So I got past I defeated all the robot masters. I'm like in Dr. Wily's like castle. I didn't know that Dr. Wily's whole thing is like it's one stage, but it's like 5 different levels until you get to the end. So, but
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, but doing all the robot masters, it's like, okay, the platforming is not that bad. And then like you get to one other one, it's like, oh my god, the platforming is terrible. Like it's really tough. And then the boss is just like, oh shit, it's not fucking around. But holy shit, that fucking level with the lasers was the most ridiculous fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Because if you're going in that shit blind, you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah. To be fair, I think like the way video games were back then kind of like prepared us into these like new age. Because I mean, like it's
yeah. I mean
yeah. You know.
Yeah, the modern conveniences of current gaming is like one of the things that I don't think anybody really shits on at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, back in the day, it's just like holy shit, those games were rough. Because so I'm playing on the Mega Man collection, and that thing has the option of rewinding time. Okay, the amount of times I pressed the rewind button because of that fucking laser level. I was losing myself. I was like, what is happening? Oh, and then there's this level with the fucking bricks. Oh my god. Oh my fucking... So basically, you have to recognize the pattern of these bricks in order to platform across them. But if you fall off one, you have to start all the way back. It is ridiculous. And they're all like timing based. So like, if one brick shows up, another brick disappears, or the brick that you're on top of disappears, and you gotta immediately jump to the next thing. It's all timing, and I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like Mega Man. But I'm at Dr. Wily's thing, and I'm just like, holy shit. I even put it on Twitter. I'm like, anyone who's played Mega Man back in the NES days, I'm so sorry. In the NES days, I am so sorry you went through this. Holy shit. Fucking
I was gonna say, it's kind of wild, like that at some point in video game history we were playing games that like didn't have checkpoints.
Yeah, I mean,
Like you died, you just go to the beginning of the
Yeah,
level.
SNES and NES games were like infamous for that. There's that whole viral video of that chick playing what was it? I think the Lion King game, and she's like, "Oh, I could just go back to the save point," and then the game just restarts her from the beginning, and she's like, "What?" And it's like, "Yep, that's the encapsulation of gaming back in those days." It's
I
just
think
like,
it was Aladdin. I remember you could do codes to find like the level you used to be in,
mhm.
and it was like the code would be like genie, lamp, Aladdin, Abu. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, Mega Man's like that, where it has like codes to get back to that level. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I ever put down a code for that, because like every time I got a game over, I just like got back to the screen and was like,
It's a
oh,
funny thing. I had no idea back then,
oh, about the
but
codes.
yeah, I only knew about them like probably within the past like 10 years.
Mm.
Because somebody was like, "You could put this code in," and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And my
It's like,
brothers were like, "Yeah, we were doing it." I'm like, "Y'all motherfuckers will never,
you
would
guys
never
you guys were cheating.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm over
God.
here trying to go through the whole level again. Like, never beat that shit though. So
Yeah. No, it's I hear really good things about the Mega Man X games, but the original Mega Man games are just like, holy shit, specifically 2.
yeah,
I started 1 and I'm like, who the fuck played 1? And then I'm like looking on forums and shit, and people are like, yeah, don't play 1. Don't play it. Like as a like people who are like, I'm a Mega Man fan, don't play 1.
yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, Mega Man, not it's not a handholdy game.
Oh,
Um
absolutely not.
no, it is not. And speaking of handholdy games, I was playing a little bit more of that Mario and Rabbids game, the first one. So just playing that. But other than that, I I haven't really like dove into anything else, because like I said, Mad Max was like the biggest thing that I was really falling into. Um yeah, Republic Commando. Just stuff that I just started up and do intend on finishing, but for the meantime, I was planning on going back to streaming, cuz I feel like maybe now is the time to go back to streaming. But Jedi Survivor was going to be the thing that I was planning on playing, but that game has a lot of issues, so we'll get to that. As for movies and shit that I've been doing otherwise, I don't know why I've been going down a rabbit hole of watching people's reactions to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure episodes, because I think I miss JoJo at a type.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm just watching like people react to like very specific JoJo episodes, and I'm like, yeah, it's fun. It's a fun
I
show.
I do that shit too with like shit that I'm like, I kind of miss it, and then I'm like just watching like somebody else react to it or something like that. You know.
Bro, I came back from work and I just literally spent the rest of my evening just watching people react to like very specific episodes. And I'm like, why did I do this? But then I thought about it, I'm like, I kind of like seeing the people's like reaction to like just the stupid amount of shit, especially from JoJo. Um and yeah, besides that, I've been reading a little bit more of the first Sin War book.
Mm-hmm.
Is Odyssean Jesus?
Oh, yeah, we talked about that.
Is he Diablo Jesus?
I don't think so.
Okay. He's not Diablo Jesus. Well, I don't know if we talked about it last time, but like I'm on chapter 10 now, I think.
No, we didn't talk.
Okay.
No,
We talked a little bit because of the whole
yeah,
thing.
I don't think you did tell me though how far you were.
Okay. I'm on like chapter 10 or 11. I don't remember, but essentially the bad guy has been established now. Um Lord Lucian.
Okay.
Yeah, he has now shown up, that he's the son of Mephisto, right?
Oh shit, dude! I told you before. I think I do not remember
Oh,
shit, bro.
okay.
I think like yeah, like no. What I'm saying now is like you just sparked it. I think yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Like it's been a long time though, so I don't remember very well.
Yeah, I think he's the son of Mephisto, but they want to use Odyssean to basically unlock the three primevals.
Uh-oh.
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 You're getting into some troubling water over there, buddy.
Oh, Jesus? Is Jesus gonna fight
I don't
Diablo?
think he is. So unlock them. I mean, so the way they were imprisoned in like Diablo 2, remember they used, well, for one of them they used Paul Rosh or whatever his name is, the guy.
Yeah,
they
entrapped
him.
Was that Mephisto?
No,
Or was that Ball?
I think the actual. Wait, was that? It was Bale. You're right. I'm sorry.
Okay.
They trapped Bale inside of Paul Rasha.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting wrong.
Okay. I know I keep asking this, but like these books are supposed to take place before the fall of Tristram, right?
Yeah, these are like, I think these are like
hundreds. Thousands of years ago. Okay.
No, not thousands. Probably hundreds. You're probably right about hundreds.
Okay. So it's before the fall of Tristram.
Let me think, because they're trying to release the primevals. Do you know what they're trying to release them from? Like hell or what?
I think from hell.
Okay, so this might actually be. No, because you're learning about the other stuff.
No, because like
I'm not gonna get too much into it because I don't want to like waste time.
No, because like the only thing. No, because the only thing is like Lucian explained his plan to that one fucking priest guy, whatever his name is, I forget. Malik, I think his name is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he just basically explains that like we need this guy because he's the key to letting out the primevals, but I don't think. Weapon?
Oh, just said he's the key. He's the key.
Yeah, I think he's the key. But then like this whole thing where is Lylea somebody special? Maybe.
From 3?
No, not Leah. Lylea. The chick that's with Odyssean, who's like, Odyssean, I will be your forever woman.
I could be your hero, baby.
Yeah. She's like, I can be your wife, Odyssean, and Odyssean's like, I've only met you for like 3 days. You're not my wife.
Oh, no waifu-ish.
Yeah, and then Lucian's like, oh, I don't think it's her. Maybe.
Wink.
And it's funny because it's like, if I had no idea about like, I guess I'll just fucking say it. If I had no idea about fucking Lilith, then I'd just be like, who could it be? And I'm like, just fucking Lilith. It's fucking Lilith. Who knows? Maybe I could be wrong. But that's also the other thing, is that like I have 2 other books to go through, so I'm still working through this one fucking book.
You look like a book. I need to reread it. I have the books. I should just reread them.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you want to, then you can talk to me about what I'm going through right now about these fucking books. Of like, why are they doing this? Why is he so mean to Odysseus?
Why they bad?
Why is he so bad? Why is he Jeebus?
Yeah, I think, just keep reading, you'll see.
Okay. So yeah, that's basically what I've been doing, and I guess movies. You like movies, right?
Sometimes.
Okay. What did I watch? I rewatched the Bourne Identity like yesterday. But I didn't realize they were basically taking off, because I was planning on watching the rest of them, including the Bourne Legacy with that Jeremy Renner.
Mm-hmm.
But they took them all off like literally yesterday.
What did they take it off of? I'm sorry,
Netflix, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've been meaning to watch those too. Never seen any of them, so I don't know.
They're interesting. The first one is pretty good, but it's one of those things where it's very early 2000s, because like a lot of the music feels like, what's that specific genre of like drumming, where it's like the very fast drumming? Breakcore, I think it's called.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, where some of the songs sound like breakcore. But then on top of that, the thing that I was losing my fucking mind over was they put in stock sound effects for the fight scenes. Like stock punch and stock kick. Yep. Like anything you can think about, like stock sound effects when it comes to like punching a person. That
wow.
they might as well have. But yeah, it was the wildest shit because I was like just listening to this. And I'm like, did they just put in stock sound effects for this whole fight scene? And it's like, yep, they did. It was wild, but yeah, yeah. The first movie for the Bourne movies is pretty good. I haven't played that Bourne game though. I remember I played the demo for it, but I never got into it.
Dude, I would probably never play it.
I want to get it so I can play it and be like, yeah, I played it. But yeah, I also hear that like watching those movies is like one after the other is like a bad idea because like what I've been hearing is that those movies are exactly the same. So, but speaking about exactly the same, I watched Rocky 3 and 4. I realized those movies are exactly the same in each movie. They follow the same beats, but I don't know why I keep watching them. I think I just enjoy them.
Watch out, there's a bad guy. I'ma punch him.
Oh no, he punched him. Time to make training montage to punch him.
Yep.
Yeah. That's Rocky in a nutshell.
Rocky's like, I beat my meat. And they're like, what? No, it's not what it sounds like, bro.
No, Rocky. You're a bum, Rock.
You're a bum.
You're a bum.
You're a
bum. Yeah, but I liked Rocky 3. Rocky 3 has Mr. T in it.
Yep.
It has Clubber Lang, and he pities no fool. Yeah.
Word.
But I feel like his character was a huge threat, and I really enjoyed it. And then I watched 4, like literally right after it. I'm like, yeah, I think this one is a stronger one for Rocky character-wise because it's like after what happened with 3, where Mickey dies, the trainer. Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, you can kind of understand it from Rocky's perspective of like, you know, it feels like his life is like going down a spiral and doesn't know what to do, and he doesn't know how to make choices for himself, especially as a fighter. And then the coolest shit about Rocky 3 is that like the Apollo being his once foe is like, fuck it, I'm gonna train you, bro. And it's like, this is the coolest fucking shit. This is some shonen anime shit. It's like, I'm your rival, but I'm gonna train you because I fucking dislike this other dude. And then the training begins, and I'm like, this is fucking cool. I'm glad that Eye of the Tiger is playing while these dudes are running on a beach. Yeah. Eye of the Tiger. Yeah. But it's funny too because like Apollo just out of nowhere keeps saying Eye of the Tiger, Rock. It's like every fucking moment, and it's like, yes, we get it. You got to sell this song. All right, we get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rocky 3 is a good movie, and then like I think the thing I like about the Rocky movies is like what they do with Rocky as a character. Because obviously I really like the first movie. I think the first movie was genuinely one of the best like underdog movies of all time. But I like the fact what they're doing with Rocky in these movies where it's like, okay, let's get into what he's thinking about. This guy who from the beginning has been like kind of a dope. But then, you know, you kind of get to the heart of him of just like, he's like a kid. He's like, obviously he's like a kid, but like he hasn't really had anybody to call a friend and be around. And then now because he's so big and so loved and people realize that he's a good fighter, it's like now he gets the appreciation and the love that he feels like he's always wanted. And then you have those moments like specifically in like Rocky 3 where that moment is taken away when his trainer dies. Even though that the death is kind of the goofiest thing in the world where Mickey is like, no, don't take me to the hospital. And you got Adrian being like, Mickey, you gotta go to the hospital. He's like, no. And then Rocky comes in. He's like, Mick, are you okay? And he's like, Rocky, did you win? And then he fucking lost, and then, like, his face is bleeding. And Rocky's like, yeah, we won, Mick. And it fucking dies. It's like, yeah.
His last words were fucking lies to Mick, bro. That's
yeah.
wild.
He's like, you did good, kid. And then,
good, bitch.
Yeah, I'm never gonna stop loving you, bitch. Yeah, he basically told a lie to a dying man. But then you have 4, which I feel like 4's death is like one of the biggest things in that series, is fucking Apollo dying. And it's like, holy shit. And then that also establishes your main bad guy in that movie. Of just like, this dude is a cold-blooded killer. On top of that, the guy that you were so worried about in like the first 2 movies was nothing to him. But you have to also remember that these guys are also old. They're old men trying to regain some glory as like young fighters, but they're not. And then you got a new fighter coming in, being Ivan Drago. And this dude is a fucking giant animal and basically a machine. And yeah, he just killed somebody. And he's like, if he dies, he dies. And then I finished watching the movie, and I forgot the movie takes place in the 80s. And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot there's like all this, like, obviously the USSR is still a thing. And the end of the movie, I'm like, did Rocky stop communism? Was that the message at the end of fucking Rocky 4? He just ended...
Rocky, truly the communist. I mean, the communist stopper.
Yeah, he stopped. He punched Lenin in the face.
Rocky? Yeah.
Did you stop communism, Rock?
Yeah. It's just so stupid.
So dumb. It's so fucking dumb. Because like at the end of the movie, he's like, I just want everybody to come together and love one another. And then all the fucking Russian people stand up and they're like, yeah, that American is right. So weird.
You're like, God, I love America.
You know what? No more communism. It's like, okay, Rocky defeated communism. Sure. So then I hear about Rocky 5, and I hear how terrible Rocky 5 is. I haven't started it, but I keep hearing that Rocky 5 is atrocious, to the extent that fucking Sylvester Stallone hates Rocky 5. I am very excited to watch Rocky 5. But I haven't started it up. No, I did watch a little bit of it, but I didn't get too far into it. Oh, that's the other thing. What the fuck is happening that they're like, okay, here's a robot butler in Rocky 4 for Paulie. Oh my god, and that's the other thing. Paulie's such a piece of shit character.
What?
Paulie...
You're so angry. You're so angry about it.
So Paulie is Rocky's brother-in-law. He's Adrian's brother. He's such a piece of shit. There's no redeeming quality of this guy. I'm already in the 5th movie. He's such a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He's such a piece of shit. All he does is fucking complain, and then Rocky's like, he's like, Paulie, you know, I love you as a brother. And he's like, you're my best friend. And Paulie's like, you don't care about me, Rocky. You don't care about me. You should be grateful to me because I gave you my sister. And I'm like, what the fuck, bro? And even Adrian's like, yeah, that's just Paulie being Paulie. And then Paulie's like, shut up, Adrian. And it's like, what the fuck is happening? It is the worst. It is so stupid. There's no redeeming qualities of Paulie. I don't know how the fuck they're gonna write him in Rocky 5, but Jesus Christ. Watch the Rocky movies.
I might.
Okay. They're fun. They're fun movies. That's what I'm saying, is that like they feel the same, but there's something about them that obviously the story does something a little bit different that I still find them enjoyable. Like I said, like Rocky 3, Clubber Lang is like one of the most intimidating people in that movie. And then you have Rocky 4 where Apollo dying is like one of the most critical things that can happen in that series.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good. I enjoyed it. I'm trying to think what else did I watch. I started watching this movie called Even the Rain, which is this Spanish movie about these filmmakers that are in Bolivia trying to make a movie about Christopher Columbus, talking about his exploits in the new lands, while at the same time what's happening during the film production is modern day exploitation. So
Okay.
yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting. But if I didn't read the synopsis, Jesus, my cat is at the door scratching. Stop it. Stop. I heard her squeak. Yeah, it's basically yeah, if I didn't read the synopsis, I wouldn't feel like that this movie's trying to hit me over the head with its ideas, but oh well. Yeah. But overall I'm kind of enjoying it cuz it's showing moments of like these film producers who are from Spain coming to a country where they're coming to an area where there's a lot of native people that speak like Spanish and a native language, and it's kind of like this whole thing of like these people from Spain don't give a shit about these people, and they're probably going to forget them after the whole production's done. So yeah, Even the Rain. And then speaking of Tom Cruise, I watched this movie called Born on the 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever watched this?
I haven't watched it, but my brothers, like my whole family's watched it. We talked about it and stuff.
Yeah, what are their thoughts on it?
I'm pretty sure they mostly like it.
Okay. But you hate Tom Cruise, right?
I hate Tom Cruise. It's a fact.
That is a fact. I think it's a good movie, but there's something about Tom Cruise where like there's something about his eyes.
Okay.
Everything about Tom Cruise's eyes always speaks false to me.
False. Okay.
Yeah. Like even though he can be acting his ass off, and I feel like he's acting his ass off, there's something about something in his eyes where it just feels fake.
Yeah.
Like he could be crying and he could be emotional. But whenever he's like looking at the camera, it's just like there's something about it I can't deal with. And I think it's because I've just been messed up on the whole thing about him as a person, about him being a weirdo.
Mm-hmm.
And also what I've been hearing as well is that like he's also a nice guy. It's just like I feel like it's just a mask for him. That's all it is. But
yeah, I just think he seems just in general phony and just not a good actor on top of that.
yeah.
Which I've said a million times.
I mean, but he was good in this movie. I think he was still good in this movie, and he was good in Magnolia, which is a movie that I think he's like some kind of like this coach, like this what's it called? Like this advice coach, but like for sex. And like how to make women fall in love with you and that kind of shit. He was good in that movie, Magnolia. But yeah, Born on the 4th of July is a very interesting story because of the fact that like it's an Oliver Stone movie, which I keep forgetting that Oliver Stone is very like, from what I've seen, is like very anti-war in a lot of his stuff. But I didn't know that like it's based on an actual person, but it's obviously very dramatized because it's a movie. But even then, like a lot of the stuff in the movie is kind of sad when you really like take it into perspective of like, no, this is like the ideas that Tom Cruise has about like coming back a war hero and stuff like that. Like I'm pretty sure this guy in real life thought the exact same way, was that his dad fought in World War II and, you know, he's going to come back after the war and get the amount of honor and respect from people. It felt like he had to prove himself to the people around him, which is a very weird thing, but no, it's like that's what some people go through. And after the whole thing with the Vietnam War, and his guilt as to like what happened in it. It's like, yeah, you always forget that like a lot of these guys that served in that specific war have something that they carry that they regret to this day, or they have like a horrifying story.
Right.
Because I remember I used to there was a guy that we became family friends with like a while ago, but we haven't kept in contact with him. He was a Vietnam vet, and he was telling us stories about the war, and like there was one particular story where like I feel like it still haunts him to this day. I'm not gonna say it, but like it is how he explains it was like in vivid detail, which to the extent of like you remember this shit.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to remember this shit forever. So, yeah, Vietnam was not the war that was celebrated, obviously, because it in reality, the Vietnam War was what some people believe is a farce of a war.
Okay.
Yeah. Politics. Politics. But that's the whole basis of this movie, is that like Tom Cruise's character coming to a resolution of that, like he fought for this country, but the country in return has given him nothing and has taken more from him and expects more out of him.
Right.
And then you get to the end of the movie and he becomes an activist against the war. So, but that was the one thing that was missing from the movie, was that like his turn to activism, because it's just a thing that you watch the movie and then boom, he's an activist. And it's like, okay, I guess. Because like the movie's like 2 hours and almost 2 hours and like 30 minutes almost. And it's like, we never dive into like how he got into activism and stuff like that. We just gotten like stuff that has been like revolving around his life of like him going to Mexico and thinking that Mexico is like some kind of paradise, but in reality it's just like, no, like he's being treated the same as he was in the United States. So it's like anywhere he goes, he's going to be looked at differently. So, and he's in a wheelchair for the rest of the movie with Willem Dafoe at a point. But Willem Dafoe. But yeah, Born on the 4th of July. It's a good movie. I think it's pretty good. I like the fact that like it does a whole thing where it idealizes the fact of like what people think war is going to be, and then it just cuts to the harsh reality of it. It's like the same thing with the movie Quiet on the Western Front. Or what is it? All Quiet on the Western Front, I think it's called. Yeah. Where it's like that, where like the beginning of that movie is just like these young kids that are like, yeah, we're going to serve in the war. We're going to get like medals and we're going to be honored and this and that. And then like first day on the battlefield, people dying everywhere. And it's like, no, this is the harsh reality.
Right.
Yeah. That movie is also rough, but yeah. Oh my God. But that's the thing that like also about Born on the 4th of July that I was like, oh man, it was really tough to watch, was when Tom Cruise is in that VA hospital and he's going to like physical therapy and shit like that, and it's just like where they put him is like in the worst like fucking place to recover. Like there's rats everywhere, people are like not being cleaned or like treated right, and it's just like holy shit. And it's like, yeah, and it just breaks your heart as well, because it's just like these are people who served and like gave their life for it. And it's like, yeah, they volunteered, but like it's like, but still they did their job, and to come back and be broken to the extent where they have to be in this place and like they're not getting the right treatment. It's like it's still true to this day. So politics. Anyways. And then what else did I watch? Oh, I watched this movie called The Snowman. Didn't like it. It was with Michael Fassbender. It was about like a serial killer who was leaving snowmen. Wasn't that good. I didn't like it. Yeah, I didn't really like it. Maybe if you watch it, maybe you might like it, but I didn't really like it. Because they put Val Kilmer in there, but I think he's ADR'd. Because I think it was during the time where he got that surgery for his throat. I think they dubbed over him, is what I'm saying.
That's actually insane.
Yeah, they did that because I think, like I said, I think he had his surgery and like his voice was like not tip top. Because it's very obvious with that fucking dubbing. It's just like, whoa, it's very weird. He does not like his audio sounds very different from the rest of the people talking. But oh well. And the last thing I wanted to mention is this mini series from Apple TV Plus, called Blackbird.
Okay, I've heard of this.
What do you know about this show?
Nothing.
You said you heard about it, but now you're saying nothing?
So I heard that it's on Apple TV.
Okay, there you go. You got it. I think this is a very good show. I think this is very good, specifically from an acting perspective. So your main character is Taron Egerton, the guy who played oh my god, Elton John in that Rocket Man movie.
Ooh.
Yes, he's in this movie. And this is also part of Ray Liotta, one of his last things that he was still doing. Ray Liotta.
That unknown actor?
Yeah, Ray Liotta. This was like one of the other projects he was doing before he passed away, because like literally I think on the 3rd episode they put down like in memoriam for Ray Liotta. Yeah. But this show is very good. I really like the premise, and it's all fucking based on a true thing. It's inspired by true events. But the premise of this show is this guy who was caught in a drug conspiracy gets put in prison. He initially thinks that he's going to be put in for 5 years. They put his sentence as 10. Okay. So the FBI at the same time is going through a whole investigation because there might be a serial killer on the loose. So eventually they catch this guy. The problem is they don't have enough evidence to keep this guy in prison. So they use the drug guy to create a relationship with this serial killer and basically try to get him to admit that he killed these people.
Ever.
And that was the whole the tension of that show, of just like this character, Taron Egerton, trying to get a confession from this serial killer. And it is eerie shit, especially the guy who plays the serial killer, which I don't think I've ever seen him in anything else, but the actor's name is Paul Walter Hauser.
This is Blackbird you're talking about, right?
Blackbird, yeah. He plays the alleged serial killer, Larry Hall. This dude is haunting. He is frightening. How he portrays this guy, it's like, because it's supposed to be in the sense that like this guy he's very like there's something wrong with him, but in the sense that like he's kind of like in special needs, like that's why people pity him. But then, you start to go into the show, and then he starts to talk about like his fantasies and stuff like that, and it's like this haunting shit of just like, holy fuck. It's like this person that people gave pity to is like talking about all this stuff, and it's like, oh my god. And then on top of that, the victims being people who were mostly like in their teens, girls in their teens. And he just talked about like the stuff that he did, and it's just like, fucking hell. There's even a moment in the show where so the character, the drug guy, his name in the show is called his name is James Keene. So you have this moment where James is interacting with Larry, and Larry's like, he already gained his trust. So Larry's just like having like hypothetical questions for him, just being like, is there anything you hate about women and stuff like that? And he's like, no. He's like, I love women. And he's like, so you have no problems with your mom? He's like, no. He's like, me and my mom had a pretty all right relationship. He's like, okay. but there's ever been a thought in your head about killing your mom? And then there's this whole thing of him thinking about telling him a lie about like, yeah, I think about killing my mom. But then James starts to really think about it, and he's like, no, my mom was awful. She was an awful mother. And then it has like a flashback. And you think that he's making up this whole story, and it's like, no, he's actually letting Larry know that his mom was a terrible mother, and like actually confiding in Larry. Like, it's just this weird thing of like, oh God, like being around this guy has really opened him up and made him think about these things of like trying to get into his head. It's a very good show. It's very well acted. I really like Joel Edgerton in this show. I think he's really, really good. But the guy Paul Walter Hauser, really, really good. Just really good as Larry Hall. But yeah, it's just every episode is just like this new thing of like tension of like, oh God, something's gonna happen where fucking somebody's gonna leak something out, and then he's gonna lose Larry's trust and something like that.
Oh, he's already lost my trust, bro.
Yeah. A rat. He's a rat.
He's a rat bastard.
He's a rat. But Ray Liotta plays James's dad, Big Jim.
Oh fuck, he's in it, right?
Yeah.
Damn, that sucks. Is it ongoing?
No, it finished. It was only like 6 episodes.
Okay.
Yeah, because like
wow, really? Okay.
Yeah, because it's a very short story. There's some stuff that doesn't get resolved. And I was reading like some reviews on this where people were like, "Oh, I'm kind of upset that this thing didn't get resolved." And there were some people making the argument, well, like it's kind of life. Like there's some things that just don't get resolved. And
right.
Like,
yeah. Oh, that's for sure. For sure.
So, yeah, because they built up this whole thing of like this guard finding out James's identity, and he's like, I'm planning on leaking it to like a bunch of these people in here, and the thing that they hate most is a fucking rat. So, and then that never gets resolved like at all. But either way, the main story is this guy trying to get a confession out of Larry Hall, and then I watched like a little bit of an interview with the actual James Keene, and then he just talks about how like a guy that you would not suspect did all these terrible things, and he admitted it to me as if it was nothing. So true crime. True crime. Yeah, Blackbird. Very good show.
It's a made up guy, right? It's not a real person.
That is a real person.
The guy that killed these people?
Yes, Larry Hall is a real person.
Okay.
Yep. I think he's still serving prison time. Yeah. I would just say watch the show and then maybe do like a wiki dive as to like the rest of the shit with Larry Hall. To be like,
I'm for sure gonna take a look at it.
Yeah. Because like it's technically he's still an alleged serial killer, but from what the amount of evidence that James Keene got from him, it kind of like put the final nail in the coffin where they're like, nah, we're not letting this dude out. So yeah, recommend it. I recommend it. And yeah,
it sounds like something I'd watch, to be fair.
Yeah, and yeah, that's basically it for what I've been watching.
Nice.
Yeah, Apple TV has some good stuff from what I've been seeing. I know people really like
Lasso.
Yeah, people like Ted Lasso. I've been hearing that show Severance is pretty good as well.
I don't know. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, and then what's that other one? That one with that guy from Always Sunny. They're like game devs.
Oh, Mythic Quest.
Yeah, there you go. So, yeah. And yeah, that's it. That's all I watched.
I definitely need to watch Mythic Quest. I have not put any hours in it.
Wow. Hitting the mythic of quests.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, if he made it, it's probably good, because he I think he was the original guy that started doing Sunny in Philadelphia, and then he brought the other two in on it.
Yeah,
I think he was like the guy that was like, I have the idea for this.
and that was
And then
Charlie
they came
Day.
together fully. I don't know, because they were talking about it on the podcast the other day, and it was like Rob had said that he started it, and then like they all wrote it together.
Mm.
He was basically like, "This is the idea I have."
Okay. Okay. We'll see. We'll see in the documentary about It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, in like a year or two.
Yeah, the true story.
It's a true story.
Uh,
The unfolding.
so before we get into the news, do you want to take a break or do you want to go full into the news?
Let's take a break real quick.
Okay, so we'll be right back. All right, we're back. We're back to talk about news. So, yo, you like video games?
Sometimes.
Well, you shouldn't anymore. Bitch.
Oh, I'm sorry. What part are we looking at right now?
We're looking at the Switch.
Oh, okay.
Specifically for another Bowser, Gary Bowser, released from jail. So, what do you know about this?
Fucking all that shit about this.
Okay, so let me.
Guy.
Yeah, Gary Bowser is a guy. So basically, to explain the story, this is a story from VGC. Switch hacker Gary Bowser, released from jail, will pay Nintendo 25 to 30% income for the rest of his life.
Wait, is this the guy that was Reggie's successor?
No, that's Doug Bowser. This
Hold
guy's.
on a second. There's two people with the last name fucking Bowser.
Yep, that's the irony. Bowser doing crimes? Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But yeah, basically to give the TLDR of this story, Mr. Bowser over here was part of a hacking group called Team Executor that was selling illegal devices, enabling users to play illegal ROMs on consoles including Switch and 3DS. He got caught, got put in jail, served his time, but according to the agreement with him and Nintendo, he has to basically pay for the rest of his life in damages.
Yeah.
So the amount he has to pay in complete is $14.5 million USD. He's only given $175 at this time because that was the money he made in prison, excuse me.
That's insane.
Yeah. I mean, the other part of it is like, even people that know Bowser or know Gary is like, the reason why Nintendo is doing this is just like, it's like the most pettiest thing in the world. And they know that this guy is not going to be able to pay that off. Apparently, Gary Bowser is 55 years old.
Oh.
Yep.
Hmm.
So, he's 53, excuse me. But it's like, goddamn, Nintendo is really behind the times when it comes to emulation. Yeah. But I mean, they've been the biggest people against emulating anything. Shout out to was it something Paradise, that ROM site?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That thing that got shut down. So, shout out to them. But yeah, very, very sad. But basically, the whole reason why Nintendo is doing this is to, quote unquote, set an example as to why hacking / piracy is a crime. Yeah, Nintendo's a shitty company, but we know this for a fact.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
You know, they got to make money, bro. How else are they gonna feed their Mario fans?
How else are they gonna feed Mario? How else? Tell me.
Oh, you know what's wild? Okay, no, we'll get
what?
Well, you already know the Mario stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think we
'cause,
talked about it.
We didn't
Go
we
deep
did.
into it.
Yeah, we didn't go deep to it.
Okay. But anyways, speaking of Nintendo related news, well, mostly for the voice actor that plays Professor Oak, now retired the character. He also played the character James and Meowth in the anime. Oh, and Gary Oak. I didn't realize that. But yes, James Carter, what is it, Cathcart? Yes, is retiring due to throat cancer. So good luck to Mr. Cathcart. That's kind of insane, because the most notable thing about the dub of Pokemon is specifically James. For me, anyways. I just really like Team Rocket.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, they are good characters for sure.
Yeah. Sorry, I gotta take my allergy pill.
Do it.
I rubbed my face against my cat. That dirty little cat. But yeah. Good luck. Good luck, Gary. Good luck, Gary? No, good luck well yeah, good luck, Gary, and good luck James. Which I didn't know his name was James. Oh my god, have you ever seen that clip of him voicing James and then just him having like a coughing fit in character? I gotta find it.
No.
It's pretty great. I gotta find it. I'll send it to you. But speaking about stuff in character, Star Wars Battlefront 3, according to devs, saying that it was basically 99% done. So I was reading this.
I was so disappointed seeing that. Yeah.
I was reading this IGN article about this, and basically two devs coming out saying that yeah, the game was almost done, while one of the devs back in the day was saying yeah, it was like 75% done, but it was a mediocre game. But then coming out later being like, well, that's kind of false, because he's like, at the time I was we were all being laid off because it was during that time where Disney was acquiring LucasArts. So he's like, that's why I had my comments like that. But that's the thing, is that like I never, well, that's what's the other thing. I didn't see the video that got leaked of like what was left behind for Battlefront 3, but that got taken down, so I don't know where to find it. But as for someone personally, I never really got into the old Battlefront games. I played Battlefront 2 on the PSP, but not on like the PS2 or the original Battlefront. So I don't really know anything about the old ones.
No.
Just the PSP version of Battlefront 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say I played 1 and 2. They for the time, they were really good. I don't know, like if we took those games, updated them, and made it multiplayer online, they would probably still be good. But like something about having the PS2 and playing it with friends like in my like house, I don't think I could recreate that. You know what I'm saying? Like it was fun for what it was, and I don't think it would be still fun today if I was playing it right now. Like single player wise, I guess, yeah. But overall, like not playing with someone else, it wouldn't be fun.
Was the single player good in those?
I don't even know if it was a single player, honestly. I just remember like I don't know, man. I really have like horrible memory about shit.
Okay.
But I do remember like playing the Jedis was really entertaining on that, and I know in the new one, it's not fun to me. Like,
well,
it only seems like when you're a Jedi, everything else is ass.
Yeah, I remember I got really into the reboot, the one that came out on PS4, because I got the Darth Vader PS4. That was like my first PS4. But I really enjoyed my time playing it, and then that was during the time when I still had a twinkle in my eye when it came to Star Wars, and then my hope died. My hope started to fade away.
Yeah, like, let's go White Walker.
Yeah, yeah. But then, yeah, Battlefront 2 came out, and then I didn't touch it until like years later. And to see what they updated and shit like that, I think was kind of impressive. But still, the damage was already done. So, and then I keep hearing like the campaign for that is not particularly anything to write home about. I still think that Ewoks versus Stormtroopers thing is still pretty cool. You know the one I'm talking about, right?
No idea.
In Battlefront 2, the new one, there is a mode where you play as Ewoks or you can play as Stormtroopers, and basically it's Predator. You're basically in the movie Predator, because as Stormtroopers, you only have a flashlight while you're in the forest moon of Endor, and the Ewoks are like running around, but they have night vision, and yeah, you just got to survive. That's all it is.
Yeah, I never played that mode.
It's pretty neat. I think Battlefront 2 was free at a point, right? On PS Plus.
Oh yeah, I have it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would say we should check it out. We should check out that mode. It's pretty fun.
I'll check it out for sure.
Yeah, get your friends. Get your friends. Play as an Ewok. Yeah, good time. Good time. But like I said, I never really got into the old ones. I know right now Steam is having a sale on the old Star Wars games, but I don't know. I gotta check the Steam reviews to see if those games still run to this day. But yeah, 99% done. We were robbed, according to some people. Were you robbed?
I for sure think it would be good, but that's okay.
Okay, fair enough. Speaking about fair enough, yo, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk? Finally, a release date for it? Finally? 18th of August this year? This year, baby. Let's go.
Are you excited?
I'm very excited.
I'm excited that you're excited.
Thanks, man. I'm going to be playing this game a lot and listening to all the musics.
Yeah, I think the music's going to be my highlight for that, for sure.
Yeah. I'm looking at like the clip right now from Team Reptile, and just, yeah, the game just, it's obviously a fucking throwback to Jet Set Radio, but like even then it still looks visually impressive just with its art style. So yeah, August 18th for Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. Let's see, what story can I go to? I guess I'll go to the minor ones. You sent this about Netflix finally shutting down their DVD service after 25 years.
Yeah. I didn't know they were still doing DVDs, honestly. And everybody in that comment section didn't know that they were still doing DVDs.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. Apparently, you could get Blu-ray and like some like high def shit or something.
4K stuff?
Yeah. Like maybe I'm wrong. Maybe 4K DVDs or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's interesting.
I remember I did do like Netflix mail-in DVDs back in the day.
Yep, they originally started with mail-in, so
yeah, I remember doing that.
I did that, and then they came out with
the streaming service.
I actually probably still have this, the Netflix DVD.
Oh, the DVD,
yeah.
Yeah, they had that for Wii, and
they had it for PS3 at first too.
Before
they brought out the thing.
Yeah, and then afterwards they came out with the first iteration of the Netflix app on PS3, and it's like,
you know what's wild is like, to this day I think that the PS3 app still works, but like when that came out and worked, it works. Feels like it still works the same. Like it never had like any like real lag issues or anything.
Yeah,
just worked well.
Compared to the fucking everything else in the PS3. Fucking
yeah.
Oh my god, the PlayStation Store it's still the worst user experience. Yep. Holy shit. It's still awful.
Yeah, I can't believe how bad that was. When 4 came out, I couldn't believe how good that one felt, and now the same thing. Like now that 5 is out, it's like 4 felt so bad.
Yeah, Yeah, but I mean, anything after 3 tops it. Because, bro, like, even going back to, like, re-download games is a fucking chore because I have to go through an entire list of shit that I previously downloaded.
Yeah.
It is awful. And then, like, just going and, like, around, like, the menu is, like, it's awful because it's so laggy. It's so fucking laggy. It's...
Nah, you're right. It's actually just really fucking annoying, period.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks PS3. I had good memories with you, but Jesus Christ, your user experience is shit. Bitch. But yeah, Netflix shutting down that DVD service, and guess who is left in that DVD game? Redbox.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that still exists.
You know, I still think it's a good idea. I don't think unless they don't make money, whatever. But I would assume like it's still a good idea to have them in certain areas, like strategic areas, right?
Yeah. My question is, what are they going to do with their DVDs? I wonder if if they have the ability to sell them.
They probably just sell them to something like Redbox,
Probably.
and then if not, it goes in the fucking landfill.
I mean, to be fair, nobody's really buying DVDs anymore. But I'm somebody that likes to buy physical media at times, especially for something that I care about, to see it in better quality. Because like even then, like streaming services is really dependent on your internet because you get like really bit ratey kind of shit at times.
Yeah.
So that's why I prefer to watch stuff on DVDs or 4K discs. So I could be like, look at that clarity, bitch. Look at it. But yeah, like I said, nobody's really renting DVDs, let alone buying them.
Yeah. After I just said that, realistically, like what they're gonna do is like they're gonna take these thousands of fucking DVDs and have thousands of copies of like one movie, and they're going to just like mass sell it to like a company or a person,
or
and
find
that person's gonna do whatever, right?
Yeah, or find a landfill and stuff it all in the landfill.
Yeah, I mean, they're for sure like gonna have somebody take inventory and then see if they can make money off of it.
Yeah, because I think
I would hope that they don't just fucking throw it away.
I hope I hope they don't do that either. That's the thing is that like I have currently DVDs like in the next room as like storage, and my mom sees them and she's like, "We might as well throw all these DVDs out," and I'm like, "No, we're not doing that." But I gotta get that box into my room, figure out where I can stuff those DVDs in.
It's like I gotta hide it. So
I gotta hide, yeah. Before my mom's like, "We gotta throw all these movies in the trash," and like, "No, not doing that."
How sad would you be if you lost all those fucking DVDs?
Oh man, I would be so fucking mad because it'd be like, "Oh, forgot I have this movie. Never mind, it's got thrown out." Fuck.
Especially because like you're a collector guy, so like
Yeah.
you probably have some like collector like DVD stuff, right?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, the only thing that I would say is like collector quality ish is like the Criterion collection stuff that I have, like the Police Story Criterion collection that I have, and then Parasite is the other one. But Parasite. But not really anything that would say, "Here's my collector tin of The Evil Dead," because that exists, but I never got it. I'm sad. Anyways, let's forget about that. Don't make me sad anymore.
I didn't say
How dare you say that? Yeah, but that's me in general. It's just like I'd rather watch a movie in better quality, even though like I can enjoy a movie depending on the quality, but it really depends on the visual quality. Because obviously movies are visual media, so to have them in a better visual quality really helps. But it just depends, because you know, if you watch movies on very specific sites that I'm not going to name, it's like the quality with those is like very dependent on like how it was transferred.
Yeah, don't watch your movies on Pornhub.
Don't watch them on Pornhub, please. Or maybe watch that one student film that's on Pornhub, but it's not an actual student film in Pornhub quotations. It's like it's somebody's student film that they made in college that's actually like visually interesting.
They put it on there?
They put it on Pornhub.
Huh.
Yeah, it's like this whole like animated like visual spectacle, but it's like very graphic with like sexual content, but it's like very interesting to look at. Pornhub though. Pornhub. All right. Anyways, buy Netflix, DVDs.
Fuck out of here, Netflix.
Fuck out of here. Anyways, you know what we should say? Get the fuck out of here. The Asus ROG Ally finally got a price. The competitor to the Steam Deck.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Every time I hear Asus, I'm like, and Rock, like
ROG.
I think of like
ROG.
and stuff.
The what?
Their motherboards.
Yeah, I mean Asus makes a lot of bullshit. I currently have an Asus.
Oh, ROG, not Rock. Jesus Christ, sorry.
ROG. I currently have an Asus keyboard that I like.
How do you feel about the price, man?
For $700.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the one key feature that the Steam Deck has that this thing doesn't is the trackpads.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a big factor because there's a lot of PC games that have mouse control only, but you can use the trackpads as like a mouse alternative. But oh well. But I mean, $700. I think it's just we have to see how this thing runs, and we have to see how the quality of the games are, because even then, a lot of like AAA stuff on the Steam Deck, you got to put them in like really low settings, and then even then, it gets to like maybe decent frame rate. But yeah, like I said, we just got to see how this thing runs with specifically AAA stuff. But even now, in the current state of AAA games, specifically PC ports of those, is kind of rough, and we'll be getting into that in a bit.
Go ahead.
No. So yeah, $700. I feel like is a pretty big asking point. I feel like I feel like at this point, you might as well just build your own PC.
Thank you. That's literally what I was just about to say. Is $700? You might as well put another $400 into it and get a PC.
Yeah. Just wait until like Black Friday or Cyber Monday.
Not even. You could, for $1,100, you could easily get a PC that runs fucking perfectly well, does everything you want it to do. I mean, not everything, depending on what you want, right?
Yeah.
But it could play like literally every single game.
Yeah. But like I said, it really depends on the PC port of the game. But there's even then, a lot of old PC games don't necessarily run well on current hardware, because I've told you my endeavors of fucking playing Torchlight or playing some other game that came out in like fucking 2000 something.
Yeah, I mean, there's workarounds. It's you know.
Yeah, it's just a pain. That's PC gaming in general. It's just like there's
right
pain in the asses of workarounds that you got to do.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't play Diablo 1 with you. I had to figure out how to open my ports and shit.
I cannot believe you figured that out.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is like, it's fucking annoying, but PCs have always been like this. I've always had to fucking do shit like that to figure out how to do certain things, especially with modding. Like, modding is annoying until you know it, like how to get the mods to run or whatever.
Yeah. But might as well buy your own PC.
Yep.
Might as well.
Unless you're literally on the go all the time.
Unless.
And this is like your, okay, this is going to be a thing. You know?
I mean, I've been tempted to buy a Steam Deck, but it's like at the same time, it's like I'm not really going anywhere. And on top of that, the Steam Deck's like battery life is like what, like 4 hours?
I don't know.
I think it's like 4 hours roughly.
Well, what I really actually want to know is how this thing feels, because I've held a Steam Deck and they feel good.
They're thick, boy.
Yeah, this I wonder if it's gonna feel more cheap or anything. I would assume it doesn't, but hopefully it doesn't.
Yeah, we just gotta wait until like review versions come out and talk about this game, or talk about this this.
For sure, Linus Tech probably already has it.
Yeah, Linus Tech Tips be like, I'm tech tipping my Linus tip.
I watched this thing when they were doing Steam Deck, and he did like a really good like full rundown of like how things felt, how it was working, what he could and couldn't do, like all that stuff.
Yeah, I watched Young Yeah for a bit, and then I watched like Easy Allies when they were doing like Steam Deck reviews and stuff like that.
I like Young.
Yeah, Young Yang is pretty cool. But yeah, like I said, we just gotta wait until like our trusted sources come out and be like, yeah, this is how this feels, or like this is what this does right, or what this does wrong. But yeah, $700 is a pretty big asking price, especially when you could get a console for that for less. Excuse me. But it's like you put it into that perspective. It's just like, but I mean, if you're on the go, there's that. But yeah, I'm not on the go. I don't go anywhere. Speaking of PC ports and PC stuff, let's talk about this Jedi Survivor stuff. One of the games that I was anticipating for this year, unfortunately, has not launched in the greatest of states. So this whole story about this game having a lot of its issues, the biggest factor is the review done by Digital Foundry. You know who Digital Foundry is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Digital Foundry did their video on what the fuck is going on with Jedi Survivor. And it's not great. And to the point of Digital Foundry, they have called this PC port one of the worst ports of this decade. Or this year, excuse me. And it's unfortunate. So the game has a lot of issues, it being with shader compilation, with textures, and a lot of bugs and crashes that happen. And to the point where even the user interface for PC is not well implemented, and it just is very bare bones to the point of where Digital Foundry was like, it feels like they did nothing with this. And it's not only the PC version that's getting the brunt of it, including the console version is not doing so well.
Yeah.
Where there's a lot of frame dips and a lot of visual quality stuff and a lot of crashes and bugs. So that was this whole week of basically people looking at Jedi Survivor with not high praise. But people who've played it and people who don't mind those little frame rate dips say that it is a very enjoyable game. It's good to hear. So with this backlash, and this other little thing that I posted down, EA has made a tweet talking about all the patches, or all the things they plan on fixing in their patch that's coming up. So the PC patch came out as of today. Tomorrow, a patch for PS5 and Xbox Series X is supposed to basically help with the following. So multiple crashes across various areas in the game, crashes that were tied to skipping cutscenes, performance improvements on PS5 and Xbox Series X, fixed an issue with dynamic cloth inside the Mantis, which is the ship in the game, fixed various rendering issues, issue with registering Neko colors not saving, an issue with registered Neko disappearing from the stable, issues with cinematic dialogue overlapping, various collision issues, an issue with enemy AI remaining in T-pose during photo mode, a freeze that occasionally occurred while talking to Doma, a bug where BD oil VFX did not properly render, an issue where players were getting stuck inside the Chamber of Duality if you did not save after leaving the chamber and died. And then the PC version is also getting that patch as well tomorrow.
Okay.
So yeah, this game launched really, really roughly. And it's kind of unfortunate because we're at a state at this point with games where a lot of these ports, or PC gaming in general has not been at the height now. Where back in the day, PC gaming was like, it's the way to go. You know, you console people are missing out, and now it's just like, yeah, PC gaming has gotten rough. But I guess the other thing is that, like, what I've been seeing online is that the reason why it's so hard to port on PC is because the different hardware people have inside their machines, that it's just like different variations of PCs that could be a factor, that like this one specific thing in your PC doesn't allow it to render properly compared to this other processor or something like that. But I don't know, man. It's weird. Like I said, we're living in a weird era of gaming. To even now that like fucking people are experiencing 60 frames per second now, and now they can't go back, where people are like, oh, 30 frames per second is poop now.
Yeah, no shit. It's fine. It really is. It feels way worse.
I mean, that's why we had this whole issue of Redfall, which, want to talk about Redfall?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
All right. Redfall is not doing so well. It's coming out to very middling reviews, calling the game buggy and boring. So the game is releasing, I believe, today. So reviews are now going up, and one of the biggest reviews that kind of got leaked was this YouTuber by ACG, Angry Centaur Gaming. I follow him on YouTube, but
okay, I didn't even know that was a fucking.
His video came out basically saying that Redfall, it's a review in progress, but he basically gave an update being like, this is one of the worst games I've played this year, because it is a buggy and kind of boring game. And he's like, I've been playing this game for like a couple hours, and he's like, I feel nothing towards it. It's like, holy shit. But yeah, the game is in a very buggy state, which is really unfortunate. And on top of that, the game is currently running at 30 frames on Xbox. So the only way you can get that high frame rate is on PC currently. But even then, the PC version has its problems. So Redfall not released in a good state as well. Moving on. Yeah, video games are in a really rough state at this point.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, like these bugs and stuff should be. I don't know. It's all these bugs in these games, man. Like,
yeah.
I can't remember a game coming out that didn't have a bug in it recently. Or didn't have, not just like a bug, but like was kind of just like had a lot of shit going on with it that like wasn't like great.
Hi-Fi Rush.
There you go.
Hi-Fi Rush. I just bought Atomic Heart, so I plan on playing that eventually.
Wow, this guy just wants to see the giant
mommy
metal mommies.
Metal mommies, yeah. I want those robo mommies to hurt me.
Jesus Christ.
But I'll probably be checking that game out because, you know, that game looks pretty neat. Yeah. But I think I've been hearing that the game's pretty all right. Like, it runs pretty well for the most part. But the one thing that people were kind of pointing out was that it didn't have ray tracing like options. Even though, hilariously enough, the reason why Atomic Heart exists is because it was originally a rendering tech demo back in the day. Like, it was mostly used for like ray tracing and lighting.
Wait, say it again?
So Atomic Heart back in the day, the idea sprung from a tech demo for NVIDIA's lighting and ray tracing. So when this game came out, people were complaining as to like, why does this thing not have the ray tracing it had back in the day? Because it has no options for ray tracing.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So that's the only thing I think of like any controversy as to like gaming of the PC variety of like it being bad, but not really. But yeah, I think just overall, there's been more buggy games at launch than there have been in a while. Because obviously Cyberpunk is the biggest one. But then after that, it just became a bunch more things. Callisto Protocol is another one. Yeah, Jedi Survivor is another one. Currently now Redfall. And a bunch of EA games. Bunch of Ubisoft games. But like I said, we're living in an era where here's a patch. Fixed now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, time will tell. Time will tell. Speaking of time will tell, Joseph Staten. Remember Joseph Staten? Talked about him, I think.
Oh, the Halo guy, yeah.
Yeah. Where he left Halo. Nobody knows where he was going. He showed back up. Guess where he's at now? Netflix gaming, baby. So speaking of Netflix, Joseph Staten is now creative director of a brand new AAA game for Netflix. And he's planning on bringing more stuff to and from the Netflix. So get ready for that. But speaking of Xbox, let's get into our last story. So I read this. Let me give you the TLDR. All right? Because I don't want to bore you with all this nonsense. Because it is nonsense. So this headline talks about the UK regulator has blocked Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard. And the little subtext is the regulator has found the merger would lessen competition in cloud gaming. Microsoft says it will appeal decision. So TLDR, because Stadia doesn't exist anymore, Microsoft is now the leading competitor in cloud gaming.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
if Stadia didn't die, Microsoft could have gotten Activision Blizzard.
I mean, I guess the appeal could go through and they could win, but
they
we'll
could.
see.
But yeah, this is also a waiting game. But yeah, basically reading this whole article, this is basically the reasoning from the Competition and Markets Authority, the CMA, UK specific CMA, talking about that because Microsoft has the lead in cloud gaming, it affects choice for consumers, and that later down the line, Microsoft is going to limit consumer choices, and they want to basically deny that and give people the choice to choose their own thing. I don't know, man. Cloud gaming is not like the biggest thing now. It's convenient, it's cool, but it's not anything to write home about.
No, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we got Stadia. Or had Stadia. But reading this whole thing is very interesting as to the worries of the CMA's whole thing on the market of what ifs. This whole thing is like what ifs. Like if we let them have this acquisition, they're going to be the biggest like denominator of anything gaming related. Microsoft is going to be a monopoly. Is essentially what the what ifs are going to. But the other thing, on the other hand, is Bobby Kotick is like, no, there's probably a chance that this might get appealed, and we're far from, according to his words, this is far from the final word. And Bobby Kotick really needs this in order to get out clean.
Right.
Yeah, because Bobby Kotick is in his own set of troubles, which, yeah. But then you start to also understand that Microsoft has a lot of shit. You know, a lot of their software, a lot of their Windows stuff. Microsoft runs a lot. So I can kind of get I guess the fear of Microsoft owning everything. But I don't know, man. I feel like, to me, this is interesting, but at the same time, at the end of the day, the only people that get to clap their hands is just big corporations. So,
Sure.
yeah. But I feel like it's also a fuck up from Microsoft, because they basically blowed their load a little too early, because they were promising all these things of they basically thought that they had this in the bag because of the amount of Microsoft exclusive shit towards Activision Blizzard.
Right.
So, I mean, that's why we're still getting, I'm assuming we're still getting that Xbox Diablo 4 bundle. Like, that's a thing that exists.
Oh, you're talking about the system?
Yeah. We're able to get a copy of Diablo 4 digitally. But yeah, but overall, I feel like Microsoft shot the gun early. They started making all
celebrating.
Yeah, they were celebrating way too early before anything was closed.
Like, they announced they were gonna buy it, and then popping champagne like the next day.
Popping champagne and then making business deals.
Yeah. Yep.
That was the problem.
To be fair, like, it didn't seem like it was gonna go wrong, and then PlayStation started bitching.
Yeah, they started bitching, and then Stadia died. Damn it, Stadia! You should have stayed alive. But
if Sony didn't bitch, do you think it would have went through before Stadia died?
I feel like yes.
I kind of feel the same.
That's
why I think, like, they really like one. Yes, you shouldn't always just think you're gonna win, but like, and like always be ready to, like, you know, fight for what you need to win for, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like, it did really just seem like it was just gonna happen, you know?
Yeah, I feel like Sony interfering was the biggest factor. I feel like if they didn't say anything, yeah, Microsoft would have gotten the entire acquisition, no problem. Because it's like, oh, nobody's complaining. Not even our biggest competitor is saying anything. On top of that, we're in good graces with Nintendo, so they're not going to complain either. But I think because of the fact that Call of Duty has just had such a big impact on PlayStation consoles, that's, yeah, I mean, we've spoken about this. Is like, that's the obvious reason as to why Sony stepped in. This is why this whole argument has gone on for months, of just like, because of how big Call of Duty is.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like we can all agree upon that. Like, yeah, Microsoft celebrated way too early, and that's something that they shouldn't have done. But either this gets appealed, and maybe they have a chance, but they're gonna have to figure out like an exit strategy, because I feel like they've invested a lot into this acquisition.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, because where will all those Diablo 4 consoles go?
To the landfill next to where all the DVDs are going from.
Yeah, next to the the Netflix DVDs and the copies of E.T. on, what was it, NES?
Yeah, the SNES or the NES.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and the Funko Pops. Did you hear about that?
No.
That there's a landfill filled with Funko Pops. Because like Funko Pops have like gone down in price, that like nobody's buying them.
It's just dumb. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. There's no way that you save money or something by just moving those into the trash instead of trying to sell them for something, or just holding them until they're worth more at some point. I don't know. Whatever.
Yep. So that's the big TLDR. Gotta wait and see again, but this is the biggest thing out of all this, is one. Well, one uh competition and markets authority. Well, the authoritative figure that is looking over this has something to say, because currently the stuff that's going on over in the US, because the Federal Trade Commission is still suing Microsoft over the blocking of deals. And then there's who else? I think the EU is still investigating this, so to figure out whether or not they do want to say yes to this. But then we got the final people to go through, which is the UK, being like, no, just straight up not doing it. But yep, we're back to the wait.
Refuse to do it.
Will Bobby Kotick ever find love and
fuck him?
Okay. Well, besides fuck him, that's the news. That's it. We did it. We got through the news.
I still can't believe. So that's what I wanted to say to you. Because you had said about the we had talked about the Mario movie. It got put onto Twitter. I didn't know this, so if you have Twitter Blue, it allows you to post high def long videos. So they can put about 75% of a movie up, and then they have to put another quarter in the comments to see it. The rest of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they just load a video, then another video, then another. How many videos are you gonna do to make the movie on there? So Nintendo suing the guy that went to jail, right? Remember we were talking about it?
Oh, Gary Bowser?
Right, Gary Bowser.
Yeah.
Now it's gonna be interesting what happens with this, because it's still part of Nintendo. See like how that ends up going, right?
Well, I think it's more of an FBI thing, because it's illegal distribution of a media. Because you remember how like in the beginning of like DVDs there was always that FBI warning.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically to explain that like if you plan on selling, that's the thing, it's not really selling it. That's the only caveat. It's just streaming it. But I feel like laws have changed since then.
I'm just saying, so if they illegally, because there's no way to obtain it right now, except for going to see it in the movies, unless they put it out somewhere to buy it, I don't know yet. But anyways, if they took them to court and they found that there were damages because, say, 8 million people watched it or something, you know, it would be interesting to see if they do that again, where they're like, well, you're going to be paying the rest of your life, brother.
Yeah, you're going to be in jail. You're going to owe us $1 million bajillion. And you're like, I'm only in my 70s. And he's like, well, too bad.
Yeah, man.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll see if that happens. Has there been any word on that, though? No, right?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, because of the Bowser thing, that's what I'm saying. Like, is there more room now for them to do it to this and that, you know?
Well, I think the problem, I mean, we're talking about two different things. I don't think Nintendo necessarily has a say in it, because I feel like it would have to be from Illumination Studios, because they're the people that worked on that movie. It's a Nintendo property, sure, but compared to the Gary Bowser thing, where it's like, that's Nintendo products, is the difference. So, but if Illumination is just like, this guy has to go to jail, now he has to give us $1,000 billion. I can't do math right now, but you know, he owes us a shit ton because we need it for the next Minion movies. Then this motherfucker's got to pay. Go get him, FBI. And that's
I mean, Nintendo's name's on it, so it's for sure they're making money off of it. So it's definitely partially theirs, and I'm sure they can do whatever. But again, it would just be interesting if they do find a way to go route suing, if it's like gonna be similar or not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I doubt they would.
Well, I think
I would also doubt they do most things.
Yeah, because I think I think Nintendo was planning on looking for a movie studio to do more Nintendo properties.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's say if a movie were to come out from that studios that they bought, then yeah, Nintendo has every right because it's our movie studio. Time for you to pay all the monies and your teeth and your toes.
It's weird, man, that like
corporations have that much power.
No, that Twitter didn't take it down quick.
I mean, yeah, remind you, we're living in a new age of Twitter too.
No, I know. It's just it's just weird because like
maybe
me as Twitter, if I was the Twitter owner, I wouldn't want to like chance getting fucked up for that shit, you know?
Yeah, but maybe Elon Musk really wanted to see the Mario movie, you know?
Yeah, but that's the only way we could make it to Mars is with the Mario movie on Twitter.
Yeah, yeah. And Elon Musk was like, "Gotta see it, bro. Gotta mine those diamonds."
Musk is watching it and he's like, "All right, so once I'm done, I'm fucking cutting the feed."
Yeah. There you go. See? There. Cut and clean. We now know why.
In the middle of it, and that's why it wasn't cut earlier.
Yeah.
He was like, "Damn, this movie really wasn't that good."
Time to take it off now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see about that, and we'll see about this this Activision Blizzard stuff. But
I hope Doug Bowser comes back.
I hope Doug Bowser, Gary Bowser, and Bowser come all together to form the ultimate Bowser, and commit
Howard Bowser.
Yeah, and then commit crimes and pay money. All right, we're done with the podcast. Bye. Bye.